What's good, Shaq Pack? It's your boy DUSHAQ. We back with another video on the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to Does All Gen Z Think the Same? Spectrum from Jubilee. You already know how they. This generation is so weird, bro. It's just like, what is this world coming to, bro? What is this world coming to? Gen Z is weird, bro. I'm telling you, bro. They're weird. I know I'm part of Gen Z, but I don't associate with them, bro. They be on some weird stuff, bro. It's so weird, bro. All of Gen Z definitely does not think the same, though. Or at least I don't. Cause, dude. But y'all already know how this go. I'm gonna give my opinion on the question, like give my own answer to the question, and then we just gonna see how this goes, you know. But yeah, this video should be very entertaining and intriguing. You know what I mean? Using that vocabulary. But anyway, let's get into the video. Oh, okay.
I feel like in my household, my opinion is not valid, and it will never be valid as long as I live. My parents will yell at me, they'll get mad at me, and we'll get into like such large arguments. It's even gotten to the point of one time where I've gotten into arguments with my parents, like, you're gonna have to move out if you don't like agree with these things.
I sent or received nudes.
I'm not answering that.
3, 2, 1, go.
Girl. I mean, like.
If one day I want to get a certain job or go into a political office, I just don't ever want to have somebody to hold that against me. Even when people send me nudes, I'm like, I didn't necessarily need that. Like pics when they're just, you know?
Are we saying nudes?
Nudes. Should
oh
we start
my God,
over?
I thought we were saying news. N-E-W-S.
Nudes.
I'm
Okay.
so
There's
sorry.
no way.
I don't send nudes because I just
no
do
way.
things on social media. I want to pursue acting. I feel like my body's a temple. You gotta pay to see it, if at least. Same as Daniel said, it can come back and bite you. I'm just scared.
Revenge porn is very real, and I think most women or women adjacent people have received unsolicited pics.
As like a bisexual person and kind of just being in like a world that's hyper-sexualized already, and it sucks because that's kind of like the age of social media and like LGBTQ youth is that pretty much like they have to seek validation online. That's like really like the way to do it.
I agree exactly with what Makai said. I mean, it is like the form of validation now, like sending nudes is love, but which
This
hurts,
makes me just want to.
yeah.
This makes me just want to jump over it because I feel like I'm in the wrong area. You know, we're gonna go here.
If like they should respect your values if you don't want to send nudes, and if not, like it's pretty clear to me that they're just using me for my body. Nudes has a lot to do with appearance, and putting a lot of value on how you appear can just sometimes be damaging.
To piggyback off that, it's really important too, like when you're growing up, no matter like your body type or how you look, everyone has like beauty in them. So it's important to love your body and love like how you look, because
everyone
like
is
girl,
beautiful
that's your
in their
body.
own
Like
way.
flaunt what you got, boo. That validation needs to come from within, not from other people. Cause like I know I'm sexy. I don't even know if I'm sexy. So, period poo. Is that going in?
Skinny jeans are out of style. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hold on, like currently, you see a lot of people, they're wearing like cargos. You know, a lot of people wearing cargos. Man, I'm a skinny jeans type of guy. Like I'll always wear skinny jeans. I don't really own like that many cargos or anything like that. I mean, it's good to you know wear baggy clothes and stuff like that. That's just not my style, you know. Everybody has their own style. I mean, you can't say that they're out of style, but you know, I feel like everybody just wearing cargos because they see, you know, people they base their style off other people, off what they see other people wearing. I don't like to do that. I just like to wear what I want to wear. You know, if I wanted to wear a dress, I will wear a dress because that's my style. I like that. You know, I'm not saying that I would actually wear a dress or I own. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
Go.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just the era of the time. It was like rock was like, you know, pop rock, lots of skinny jeans, and then it turned into like ripped jeans. And I think pants are getting bigger. I don't know if it's because like maybe we're shifting more towards like androgyny. I'm over here because I think that skinny jeans, I don't like them and I wouldn't wear them because I also have like chicken legs, so like that's not happening
Wait,
for me.
is it out of style or in style?
The question was skinny jeans are out of style.
Oh, so I'm saying that they are in style?
Yeah, skinny jeans
Oh,
are in
no,
style.
they're out of style.
I recently bought my like first pair of like baggier jeans, kind of like what he's wearing, and I was like blown away, honestly. Like there's so much space. You don't have to worry about it like bunching up and stuff. Like yeah, I don't know why we ever stuck with skinny jeans to begin with.
I think the whole skinny jeans side part thing is generational politics that are trying to like distract us from what we actually disagree about. Like nobody actually cares about the skinny jeans and middle parts. Like millennials, please stop making songs about it. It's not that deep.
I get my news from YouTube.
For the most of the time, like when I'm on YouTube, I'm just watching, you know, my favorite content creators. When I'm on YouTube, I'm watching my favorite content creators. I get some news from YouTube, but like when I get news from YouTube, it's mostly like basketball related. Like NBA related. Like I'm subscribed to ESPN, so I'm seeing all of this, you know, basketball news and football and all that stuff. It's usually sports related when it comes to news, but like I usually get my news from CNN. Like I have CNN like installed on my phone, so that's where I get all my news from.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I figured.
I just somewhat disagree because I try not to just, you know, stay on YouTube because it can be a lot of disinformation, but I also feel like, you know, I follow a lot of political YouTubers and I feel like their perspectives are different than what's on the mainstream because like 3 corporations own all of the media.
Social news, Twitter, 100% easily. But like if it's like some political stuff, I have like subscriptions to like New York Times, even Fox and stuff, just so that I get a perspective from everyone. And I tend to go ahead and like focus more on like the journalism stuff. And YouTube is like the headlines, but I don't click the video and like deliberately watch it until I've known the facts.
The ability of Twitter to get, you know, opinions out there from people who aren't political pundits is really valuable. And you know, when big things happen, Twitter usually hears about it first.
I feel like it kind of just comes down to like a media literacy thing, and it's something that like our generation and further generations are gonna have to face. We haven't been in this era where there's like what Sarah was saying about like the democratized way of social media where like everyone can say information. We're like in this new era where we pretty much have to learn how to decipher which is valuable and valid information and what's not. And like as social media continues to grow, I feel like we're just gonna keep becoming more literate.
And I feel like we should be taught this in schools. We're in a whole new era. Like we grew up with like tablets and laptops, whereas in like previous generations didn't, which allows us obviously to have more diverse opinions, but I think that should be taught in school as well.
Do your guys' parents ever just call you and be like, did you know this happened? And you're like, yeah, it happened like 5 hours ago. And you're like, did you just find out now?
It's usually fake news with my mom.
Oh my
gosh. It's usually fake news with my mom.
She gets news from Facebook.
Same.
Literally, she
Same.
calls me. She's like, did you
Yeah.
hear about this? Like, mom, that's right. And she's like, it is.
Yeah.
Like my mom, when she was on Instagram, she just was like, she was seeing the wrong stuff. And then she was like, you know, the vaccine, those microchips. And I was like, Mom.
I think it's also important to think about like why.
If you've gotten a vaccine, please tell people that there are no microchips in it. Please. Because people actually think that. Funny enough. People actually think that. Dude, it's a vaccine. Calm down. It's not that deep. Literally, people saying they're not going to get the vaccine because, oh, no, I think it's going to do this to me. Like, and then people, they just follow. I hate when people follow trends like that. Like, they let other people, like, shape their opinion for them instead of having their own opinion, you know?
People believe that. Like, yeah, it's like stupid and it's funny to make fun of, but like people are afraid of like, you know, really rich people who are going to be like controlling a lot of stuff without, you know, democratic elections and without any accountability. And it makes sense that people would feel like, you know, I don't really know if I can trust the government.
My parents and I agree on political and social issues. 3, 2.
What? I don't really know what they mean by that. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what they mean by that. Yeah, hold on, I gotta see what they say.
One, go.
I don't really know what they mean by that. I feel like I do, but they need to elaborate.
My
more
parents
for me.
like raised me again on the whole thing of like look at every single side, and I guess it didn't go necessarily their way, but at the same time, like sometimes it ends up being a wreck, but like whenever it's a wreck, we come back and we're like, I see your point, but here's what I think and here's why, loaded with facts, not just like, oh, I think this because this and this and this X and X and said. No, it's because
That's
it's a
valid.
percentage
That's
of the
valid.
statistic
That's
that
valid.
I'm pointing out.
Honestly, I used to try and like show them a different perspective and like have an open conversation, but like I'm kind of at the point now where it's like, you know what, let's just not talk about it. It's probably for the best.
You know, my parents always say to me, like, you pay attention to politics more than we do, and we like learn from you. And sometimes we get into little arguments. That can be a good like way to sort of inform each other, because obviously they have more experience like historically, like what went on. But they can also say like, yeah, I don't understand, you know, this specific issue. Can you, you know, get me up to speed? And
I would like to have a
Yeah.
disclaimer from my mom and dad. What's coming out of my mouth is coming out through love. Also, if they're watching this, please stop watching this. My parents are very closed-minded and conservative, and there have been fights, as in Daniel's family. I feel like in my household, my opinion is not valid, and it will never be valid as long as I live. I don't want to be quiet about the things, and I want to speak up and share my opinion, but when it comes to that, my parents will yell at me, they'll get mad at me, and we'll get into like such large arguments. It's even gotten to the point of one time where I've gotten into arguments with my parents with like, you're gonna have to move out if you don't like agree with these things. And it's like, I understand what you're saying and all, but you're telling me that if I don't do what you're
That's a
saying,
little
what you
heavy,
think is
bruh.
correct, I'm not allowed to
That's a little
think what
heavy.
I think is correct, because what you think is correct is concrete.
Kind of similar but different. Like I'm actually grateful that my parents and I have different political opinions, because I think it's kind of forced me to try and see the other side and try to
look at
understand
all
why
sides.
they think a certain way.
Yeah.
sometimes those disagreements are fundamental to your identity.
Because you know everybody doesn't think the same way. Like that's the whole point of this video. Like it's to show that everybody doesn't think the same. You know, everybody doesn't think the same way. And most of that is dependent on, you know, how they were brought up with their parents. You know, like your parents, they play like the biggest role when it comes to your personality. So, you know, everybody, they don't think the same way. So it's good to have that, you know, that way that you can see like all the sides, like see it from different people, see it from another person's perspective, how they see it, you know. I don't know why I
Like they
can't
say a
talk.
lot about how you look at the world,
stuttering.
how you treat other people, and it's hard to separate that. I don't want to be friends with someone who thinks that like people who are poor or unhoused people do that because it's their choice, because that's a fundamental disagreement with what I believe.
That's fair, but also family, I feel like, is different. They're immigrants. There are certain issues that they won't, you know, fully understand. Yes, it would be nice if they tried to.
It's very different with it, like friends or like your parents, your
Exactly,
family.
yes.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with Daniel. My parents came from Romania. It was communist at that point, so their views on the world are not going to be the same as everyone's as like they were, you know. So it changes because where you come from is so different from America.
Exactly.
I have felt depressed. 3.
Okay, there's different forms of depression. You can have like sad moments. Well, in my opinion, this is what I think of it. You can have like sad moments, but you cannot like. You don't have to be like specifically like diagnosed like you have depression. Like I can say that I've been depressed at one point of time in my life, but I don't have like depression. It's not like a problem for me. You know, we all have those sad moments. We all have our lows, you know. But then, you know, the next day, the next hour, the next minute, you know, it's a high. You know, we feeling good again. It's just a matter of, you know, just letting the lows come when they come and letting the highs come when they come. You know.
2, 1, go.
But look, y'all see me though. I'm a happy person, bro. I'm a naturally happy person. Like you will always see me smiling or laughing or cracking a joke, even though my jokes are so corny. My jokes are so corny, but you will always see me laughing, you know, cracking jokes and stuff. That's just me, bro. I like being happy, and I've recently, you know, come into this thing where, you know, I'm happy for most of the, I'm not gonna say all the time, but for most of the time, I'm pretty happy. I'm a happy person, you know.
There are a lot of points where it is romanticized, and I think it's a difficult struggle. And also, I think like within like the Black community, there also is just not a lot of attention to mental health at all. Obviously, there's points where I feel flustered and I feel like, oh, like everything's crumbling around me, and that's like a very common human thing.
People want to talk about how depressed they are until you're like, hey, I haven't taken a shower in 4 weeks and I can't get out of bed and I haven't been eating food, and they're like, ew, that's gross. It's like, that's what depression is.
Especially with our generation, what ends up happening.
Yes, I was just thinking this. Like people, they make like, it's like it's like having depression is like a trend or something now. Like, I don't know why it's a trend for some reason. Like, that's just so weird to me. Like, you sitting here like you trying to be like everybody else. Oh, I got depression. Oh, like this and that. But in reality, you're not. You're just trying to fit in with the trend or whatever. I don't know. It's very weird. Like I said, the lows come when they come and the highs come when they come. That's how I see it, man. You always gonna have lows, you always gonna have highs.
Some small thing happens and we're depressed. The term is just used so loosely. When you say comments like that, it takes away the power, in a sense, from like people that actually are seeking help.
Exactly.
So I'm about to have a really vulnerable moment with y'all. So my whole life, I have been so bullied, and words hurt so much. And 6 months ago, I almost took my life because of like words, they have this effect on you, and sometimes you can't talk to people about it.
Dang, bro.
And my friend's mom posted, if you needed to talk to someone, to call this number, and I talked to them, and I spoke to them on the phone for 2 hours by myself at nighttime. And if it wasn't for her just doing that, I feel like I wouldn't have been here today.
Bro, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I just got goosebumps, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's actual depression. That's actually someone who needs and is seeking help. That's actually someone that's like on the verge of taking their own life because they just feel like, oh, I have nothing to live for. That's actual depression. People like dude was saying, like people romanticize it like it's something, like it's a trend or something. No, like people are actually going through this stuff. People are actually having problems. People are actually seeking help, need help, but you're sitting out here like making it a trend or something. Like he could have, like he said, like he could have took his life and he would have never been, he would have just been added to the numbers of teenagers who've committed suicide. Like, it's nothing to joke about. It's nothing to play around with. People will take their life. People have taken their life over stuff like this, over being depressed.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That takes a lot of guts to speak up about it.
My whole life,
Exactly.
I've wanted to show kindness through me, and I hope that I do show kindness to others, because I don't want other people to feel the same way I felt, because if I can help someone feel that smile or that joy, for me, it would mean everything to me, because it means that I'm fighting what other people did to me.
I don't really like it when people like compare their depressions, because like, saying like someone else is not depressed, because you don't really know what they like feel. But I'm really glad that people are like talking
That's
about it
another
now,
thing.
and that we can all like bond over it. I'm truly thinking that like the pressure that's put on our generation with social media is what like causes it. But yeah,
Social
I'm really glad
media
that like people talk about it.
has a really big impact when it comes to depression.
I am optimistic about the future. 3, 2,
That I just,
1,
oh my bad.
go.
I was trying to pause it and I hit the Windows key. Hold on. So my answer to that question, I am always like, I'm optimistic right now. Like, I cannot wait. Like, and then I'm 18, right? I graduate high school next month. I'm moving on into a new chapter in my life. saying I'm optimistic about the future is what's the word I'm looking for? It's an understatement. It's an understatement to say I'm optimistic about the future. I'm moving into this new chapter in my life with this YouTube stuff, with the Twitch stuff and streaming, like, and then you know, going to college and stuff like that. Like, I'm moving into this new chapter in my life. I'm so happy about the future. I cannot wait to see what the future brings, bro. Especially with this. I'm just, you know, I'm hoping, you know, everything goes well, you know. I'm hoping to, you know, make an impact, you know, with this YouTube stuff. That's my whole reason I'm doing this. I just want to make an impact. I want to make people laugh. I want to inspire people. That's my whole thing. And I cannot wait. Like, whenever I think about what I'm gonna do in the future, I just get so happy because it just excites me. Like, y'all don't understand. It excites me so much.
Personally, it's in my nature to not be optimistic because I think a lot of people in our generation are very nihilistic. I try not to like view it like that because it's very like deterministic. Like, well, the world's going to hell, like we can't do anything. And if you believe that, then like you're not fighting for like a better world and you're not fighting for change.
Exactly. I'm very much with Sarah on the point where our generation is very cynical, very nihilistic. We like to just like assume that things can't be fixed because in the past they just never were. I don't know. I think I'm very optimistic for the future because I believe as we become more educated and we have more resources to certain things and information, we can do great things, but we just have to believe that we can or else it won't happen.
I'm feeling sad about saying someone disagree.
Well
I just
said.
was thinking about this in like the climate perspective and like social media, how it's been used so negatively. When I think about those two major things, I can't see it stopping anywhere.
It's a little unimaginable. It's like you
Yeah,
can't,
no,
it's
like I want to be positive, of course, and I want the change to happen. But like,
yeah. You know, I mean, but that's understandable though. That's understandable. You know, like there's some things like it's hard to be positive about. You know, but like especially with what you were saying, like social media. Like social media, it's a wormhole, bro. It's a really big wormhole, and it's a lot of, you know. It is being used negatively in some facets. It's being used negatively, but you know, I always like to keep that optimistic spirit. I always like to be, you know, I always like to keep that in the back of my head. Like, you know, things will get better. You know, this will get better. That will get better. You know, that I always like to keep that mindset because it keeps me happy. You know.
like where does it start?
I try to be positive and I always say like, if there's something you don't like, we can work on it and fix it. And I think that this generation in particular is really good at that. Like Gen Z is crazy. Like we get things done. The impact we've had with like TikTok even, like, yeah, we changed a lot of things.
I feel like we have come far as a society, but I'm also not
bro.
disappointed in our society. There's so many things that we've gotten to like build upon as a society and people are growing upon as a society. And you know what? After like meeting you guys today, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there's hope.
On a more societal point of view, I feel very good that like change will occur whether we like it or not. That's just how society is, we progress.
That is officially a wrap. Great job, you guys.
Excellent. Okay. Well, okay, my camera turned off. Well, there you have it. Does all Gen Z think the same? Apparently, they all don't. I could have told you that. But, yeah, like, these are some really hard-hitting questions. You know, hopefully y'all enjoyed my input on it. If you didn't, who cares? Hopefully y'all enjoyed my input on it. Like, you know, I have a lot to say when it comes to stuff like this. But, yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did, drop a like for me, subscribe if you're new. Follow all my socials. Everything is down in the description. My Discord, my Twitch, so my Twitter, my Instagram, all of that. Follow me on everything. You know what I mean? Twitch, we got streams coming. You know, we got streams coming. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I'ma see y'all in the next one. Peace.